Hello, good afternoon, or good morning, or good night as you are watching this presentation. Today I'll be very brief and to the point. We are here to present the stage, the fifth workshop, the foundations of knowledge of creativity as an instrument of action. The idea of the 12 shops is to present you a set of different tools that you can use on different stages of life. You have a double perspective: the perspective of your life and the perspective of what you are doing as a profession, as a professional. So this can apply if you are an actor, if you are truly working with someone and trying to improve your skills in that camp, in that area of studies, which can be the theater, the cinema, and can also be other areas as communication, as you are in politics or every other area, but in this perspective of the stage, in this perspective of having a persona and developing it. This idea, these 12 shops, they are all related with different areas of life, but also in different areas of your own life. Okay, everyone has this moment where he has to act before their bosses, their employees, when they are in their own house with their own family, being parents, the parenting role. Every time you are in life, you are acting in a role. So if you have that perspective, it's the first perspective of relation with other. And in that sense, it's a fiery energy, as it is in the gym or as it is in the university. The only thing that changes here is when you are acting in a stage, you are truly surpassing your own energy towards other to be viewed by a third party, which is the audience. If you think about the tarot cards, you have a card in the tarot, which is the strength, where a woman holds the jaws of a lion. And as she does that, she's having at the same time the equilibrium and the strength to sustain that jaws. And that means that she must be graceful at the same time that she's in control of what she's doing. And this is a bit a synthesis of what an image of what it is, the energy you must have in stage. So to be a good actor, it is essential that you know the contextualization where you are and the way you should act. And at the same time, you must have some kind of intuition to control the situation and get it to the better ways. Okay, so let's get on with it. Okay, so workshop concept. This has been developed in all the 12 shops, okay? The idea that we have different programs for each area. By the way, I've already developed the 4 first shops, the basic shops, which have to do with developing tools and mechanisms in yourself in that areas that are the gym, which is related with the body, the bank, which is related to resources, the communication or redaction, which is related with the way you should communicate with non-aggressive communication. So it has to do with newspapers, communication, news, air, energy. And then we have feelings, emotions, which was the last video I've made for the fourth shop. And the fourth shop is the kindergarten, and has to do with trauma and how you work on trauma. Here you are working with your persona, the way you enact, the way you propose yourself to the world. So as I was saying, is a fiery energy, as it is in the gym, where you work your body to improve your own strengths. In here, you improve your own ability to interact with someone, because when you are acting, you can do a monologue, as I'm doing now, but you can act with someone else. But even when you are doing a monologue, you are working with the audience, and you should be conscient of it. You must work your image towards it. So this is the workshop concept of this particular shop. knowing the persona, stage values, knowing your challenge, and physical development techniques. These physical development techniques has to do with the program, the Top Actor program, which I will work on this shop, I will improve, and hopefully this will be the basis of an online course and also of mentoring programs that I want to develop, but I need your help. I will put some text and information in the site in order, and also I will do videos to improve these ideas, but it is important that you must be with me in this process of transformation and evaluation also, okay? So this is a text by Mateus Ribeiro Aquino, which is about what is being an actor, what it means, what it is and what it isn't. And it is, for me, important that you understand the difference between ego and essence, because an actor is worked from essence, not by ego. Ego is what you relate when you incorporate what others say about you, and you are not in your own, you don't do some kind of blockage to the energy of others, and you are completely out of control because you are commanded by what others think about yourself and not about what you should do in that role, what you should achieve, what is the objective. So an actor must be focused on what he should do in stage, and he must release his creativity in the service of what he is doing. And there is no copy on stage. You are always creating, because even when you are portraying some kind of persona that has been built by the writer, you are in fact building it through your own energy, through yourself. And that is a creativity process. And in that process of transformation, the final result, what you are bringing on to the stage, it's yours. It's always yours. And at the same time came from your essence, not from your ego, because the ego is the way other people see you and the way you react to other people see you. You don't really have the control over it, but you have the control over your essence. You can work it, and don't be fooled about it. The stage is one of the hardest shops of the bunch of the 12 ones, because you are working with fiery energy. You must work a lot when you work in the gym, when you work in the stage, or when you work in university, because even if you are working only for yourself or for an audience, for a community, scholar community, as in the university, as you do in a stage, you are always working with someone at the same time, even if it is only with you. And at the same time, you must adapt in a constant movement. And to be plastic, to adapt in a constant movement, you must work a lot. You must be prepared to adapt constantly the way you react to the other persona in the stage, the way you react to your own body, or the way you react to the expectance of the academic economy, academic community. And that's what happens when you are in university also. So these three shops, which has to do with fiery energy, all of them has this basis that you are working with your body, with yourself, with what is the physical, but also at the same time it is something about intuition and hard work on what you are doing. So this is very important to understand, that this being has to do with, came from your guts, from your interior, from your own ideas, and those are combined with the objective you have about that persona. So the creativity is linked with a strict program you must follow. And so to follow that program, you must adapt to it and you must work hardly on it, okay? So this is a cycle through these 12 areas. The base is the language here is about using your own bases. The language is from the areas in question and not astrological. Also, we have these 12 different programs. So this is the matrix concept, okay? It is equal to every one of the chops. Particularly this one has to do with the energy of Apollo, god of the sun and creativity projected in the world. Working on creativity is delivering through an active process and working on stage in representation and tenacity to sculpt yourself through your goals. Each workshop works on a life theme. Here's our creative image, the exploration of its virtuality, work our essence. We work on our armor, our essence, our intuition, okay? So this is São Carlos, knowing the persona, actively listen to the persona, understanding where weaknesses, strengths, challenges, opportunities are found, suggesting mentalization exercises, modeling and recognizing characteristics of excellence in actors, embracing difficulties, nonviolent internal dialogue, division into stage, self-care, gratitude, creation of social panorama. So knowing the persona, okay, a new type of attitude, awareness of essence and originality. These are 20 days repeating suggestion patterns, which is common to all shops, but in here specifically to prepare mentally you to perform in a stage. Self-respect to flip the script, development of creativity, agility. So permanent active listening through essence, creativity, and originality. I bring you here this movie, which is The Cutting Edge, is about figure skating and two complementary individuals that were very fond of themselves, very arrogant in the way they related with themselves and with the world, and they learn how to work with each other and how to work to the audience, towards the audience. At the same time, they are very faithful to their identity, which is essential in the fiery workshops. If you are working with your body, if you are working in a stage to project your image to the world, to the other, and also to yourself, you must respect the other and you must respect the audience. And that's a learning process and an evolution one. At the same time, you must not lose the creativity, the ability to laugh of yourself and laugh of the situation. This is the final scene when he just goes towards her and declares him. And at the same time, it is the moment where they need to be confident with each other and trust each other. At the same time, they are exposing their feelings one to another, and at the same time, exposing their feelings to the world. And this is a synthesis of what you should do when you are acting, when you are over a stage. You must be faithful to yourself 100% of the time, okay? Basically is that.
Somewhere in the middle of all this, I fell in love with you. You may take the saying I love you. Saying it out loud. I'll say we're not right for each other because the way I see it, we might not be right for anybody else. Stop a minute. It can't be any harder to stay together than it was to stay apart.
30 seconds.
Will you wait a minute? Okay. I need you. I need you. What?
Oh, you're amazing.
So they were basically training, entering the final stage of the competition. The Promchenko was a very difficult technique that they were going to perform, and it was needed a higher level of confidence and control to perform it, and so they decided to do that. So test the limits to the maximum. So stage values: creativity, originality, essence, effective and personal responsibility. Capacity essence is the capacity for self-love, risking knowing yourself, caring for yourself and growing, defining your limits, understanding your rhythm, saying no. The originality, it's world of opportunities. You see the world as you are, be original. So also creativity, develop the mental agility that allows you for high value life, full of meaningful and quality achievements. These three basic steps of the values of the stage. The first one is, of course, the self-love, the respect that you owe in first to yourself and then to others. The originality, know that the world has a lot of opportunities and you see the world as you are. So you must shape yourself first in order to achieve. Creativity, development of mental agility and the ability to be adapt to any situation, to transform situations, to give more. Effective and personal responsibility. The respect as expected that you give to the world is the same that you will have. Okay, so having empathy and respect for others on the stage of life. So you should always respect others in order to be respected, and this is essential on the stage, and it's also something that the public will view and validate if you do or don't do. So it's important that you have this effective and personal responsibility for the others and for yourself as a main principle. So stage values, find the fundamentals, the actor code, originality, essence, creativity, and effectivity. So it's the ability to act in an adaptive way, adaptatively. Never stop evolving, adapt to rehearsal, to the stage, develop internal fire, permanent burning internal and external obstacles. So know how to destroy them, to in some way surpass them with originality movement. Developing automatic intuition of its essence to adapt to challenge and criticism through an increasing awareness of emotional and personal responsibility. That is the development of criteria in choosing your personal initiatives in the way you relate, respecting everyone you interact with, creating meaningful relationships. Okay, stage values. In this passage, it is the beginning of the movie, okay? And she's dancing. So this is about figure skating, which is also a stage, okay? And she is training. And it's when she met him, okay?
Own rig. We have lights every day.
So it's important to achieve a mindset of gratitude, self-care, getting to know yourself. And those are principles that you must achieve and control. Care for and permanently adapt the image. So the image is basis. It's the first way that people recognize you and that you are recognized in the world. If you don't work on your image, it's impossible to get into the other, to contact the other, to feel the other. And without that, you can't be in control of your persona and to perform in an effective way. So the image is the first step. You must work it permanently. Overcoming fear, accepting your essence, create environment for the persona, create the correct mental map of abundance, knowing how to triumph over your own ego. And this is important because you work with modeling, you work with copying some movements that you see in others, but you are always original. It comes from your essence. So you must triumph over ego in order to bring out your creativity and your essence. Unleash creativity through stage work. So work is always essential to transform your own direction. So know your challenge, understand the essence that moves other human beings, self-knowledge, knowledge of the challenge or transmutation on stage, knowledge of your originality, knowledge of the challenging conditions of achievement, knowledge of interpersonal conditions, principles of audience and essence, intuition and agility to adapt, mentalization of the essence for excellence and victory over oneself. So those are main streams of your challenge. Also, it's important to use the laws of Sun Tzu, the 5 principles, to define the movement to launch your original essential process, develop interactive intelligence based on knowledge and emotions, grow through constant adaptation of the persona to respect the individuality of others. So the TAP, the Top Actor Program that I was talking about, which I will develop into I think an online course is the mainstream that I'm thinking about, but it also can be with particular or personal coaching sessions. But essentially is a group of techniques that you must use to improve yourself. So what is the method for what is not? Defining the stage objective, so contextualization, the seduction as one, because you need to seduce your audience, you need to know how to use it as a tool, phases of attraction, comfort, and attack, knowing yourself, know your audience, basic rules of conquest, stage acting openers, approach anxiety, and how to deal with these, OPC techniques, engaging initial performance, measuring public interest, magic words of a top-notch actor, which is also important, how to use words in a stage, how to make the public see value in you in practice, how to be fun, and this is the 2 dimensions of acting. You have the drama and you have the comedy, and they both are important in order to explore your own perceptions and transform your own ways of being in the stage. How to set conversations on fire, how to perform in a more valid way, ways to resume conversations, exploding emotion connection. And it's interesting to see that in here you work as a different way of service. And if you think about the 12 shops, you have 12 ways of serving. When you are in the basic shops, you serve the body. When you are in the gym, you serve the resources. When you are in the bank, you serve the communication. When you are in the redaction, you serve the feelings and emotions. When you are in the kindergarten, you serve here in the stage the public and presupposed image you put in the world. When you transform it and put your energy at the service of others, you are not in a basic shop, you are in a relation shop. It's the first of the relation shops. And you begin your work of serving others, acting with others in order to be observed by an audience. When you do this, you transform your own energy into some kind of service. So it is a different type of service, and you elevate the level of your service. In the basic shops, you just serve yourself. In here, you serve others. You begin to serve others. The other that is next to you. When you act with someone. Even if you are in a monologue, you have to imagine you are talking with someone. And in that sense, you are giving to someone. So it's a relationship. Even if you have the audience observing that relation with yourself or with someone. And when you are relating with someone, you need to be very fond of your identity and the identity of the other. And when you do this, you evolve in a process. So next you have the service to others, which is in the clinic. And when you are trying to save the life of someone, you are definitely serving someone else. When you are in a firm, you are working with someone, employees or bosses, you are doing it. And it is about communication, of course, in a firm. And then you have the therapist, where you are working your emotions and the emotions of the other. So also relation and a level upper of service. And finally, the top service houses, the top service shops, which are the social shops. which are the university, the parliament, the guilds, and the temple, which we will speak about when we talk about that shops. Okay, now ways to resume conversation, exploding emotional connection, create desire to perform in stage. So every one of these techniques enhance your capability of acting properly. So the enhancing of your ability to perform, it's what we pretend with these techniques, with these physical development techniques in the Actor Top program. Okay, so know the how to build a persona, develop the ability to perform in stage, create desire to be seen and known, duration of conversations, of actings, test the public, tests that the public puts on us, how to impress the public, where to take the audience, and this is has to do how to direct and to control what is the image towards others, how can be carried away by your conversation, who can be carried away by your conversation, so knowing the persona and also your persona and the public, knowing how to use the stage to your advantage, how to act in stage, how to get public praise, how to get the palms, first success. And this is the internal process once more. You are not only doing for the audience, doing for your fellow companion actor, you are doing also it for yourself and to control your own energy towards yourself, getting out of the ego and get into the essence once more. What comes from after success? How to relate to fans, knowing how to be with public, develop your own ability to be original and free. In sum, you are here in these techniques dealing with success and how to transform it in a tool of growth and not in a way of losing yourself. Okay, so growth levels from theater, movie theater, stand-up comedies, essays, lectures and webinars, monologues, and here we are focused on physical performance and mental and essential performance. Okay, so this is the basis in this dimension. Okay, so struggle to seduce with balance and creativity. So the basic word is seduce, is make the seduction of yourself, of your fellow actors, of everyone else, the audience, and at the same time be mindful that you are working inner to your inner world, into your inner persona and to your external one. And it is in this balance that you are growing inside yourself and outside yourself, that you transform your ability to act and to be on stage. I bring you here to different parts of the cutting edge. One that occurs after a situation where both actors get into a conflict and she's being very childish. At the same time, she's learning how to relate with him in an internal way. And this is very important because when we are in the theater or when we are in stage, much of the time, it is important to know our fellow actors and to respect them, but at the same time to create, I would say, like a kindergarten environment where you can say and be accepted for what you are and say what you can't say much of the time when you are in the stage. So this idea that you must be with the other and expose completely with the other is essential in order to bring the best of you when you are performing for the audience. So creating this kind of intimacy, the word is intimacy, creating intimacy and creating confidence, to trust, to be open and to know each other is essential, because this is also a part of the stage, the preparation for the stage, and it begins with this confidence, with this knowing the other and giving him space. Also, when you are preparing for the enacting for your scenes, it is also important the physical image, And the second video is about that, okay, is when they are getting ready and preparing the persona physically, the image, the physical image, the way they use the costume that they will use in the figure skating act. And that's also an important, I would say, kaleidoscopic image that I want to bring you here in these final thoughts. So it's at the same time see different dimensions of what is acting and being in a stage. So the first one, they are playing with each other. And the second one, they are
Like it.
with a tailor,
Not too low. is it?
and they are choosing what they will dress, what will be their costume.
With this.
And they are not very satisfied with the ideas of the tailor. Okay, so basic is that. Okay. And he destroys it. So okay. We finished our presentation and our webinar about the stage. I hope this was helpful to understand a bit better what it is, the 12 shops, and in particular this shop, the stage, what I want to do with you, and hope that you be in the channels, YouTube channels, and in the site. And from there, we can create something interesting with these shops. And basically, it's this. Deepest gratitude for watching me and hear me. And see you next time. Bye.